It's been 6 years since our last African safari. We've planned a trip to some of our favorite places in South Africa, Botswana, and Zambia. And the adventures start in our favorite African city, Cape Town, South Africa. We've been to Cape Town several times, so we're skipping some of the iconic places to focus on our favorites. When you visit, don't miss the trip to the top of Table Mountain and the historic lighthouse at the Cape of Good Hope. And especially don't miss the penguins of Boulders Beach. We're staying at the Cape Grace Hotel on the V A Waterfront. Our bodies are more than a little confused after the 36-hour trip from Seattle to Cape Town via Dubai, so we opt for dinner of fish and chips at Ferryman's, followed by gelato at our favorite gelato shop. The next morning, we open the curtains for a view of the Signal Mountain and a yacht basin surrounded by luxury condominiums. The Victoria and Alfred Waterfront is named for Queen Victoria and her son, Prince Alfred. Prince Alfred, as a midshipman in the Royal Navy, visited Cape Town in 1860 and ordered the construction of a new harbor for the colony. Today, the V A Waterfront is the oldest working harbor in the Southern Hemisphere. This clock tower was built in 1882 and served as the port captain's office. Today, the waterfront is Cape Town's most popular tourist destination, complete with souvenir shops, art galleries, and street performers. With 7 museums, 13 hotels, lots of restaurants, and the largest mall in Cape Town, there's something for everyone. Of course, we're always looking for wildlife, and we found this interesting gull. The total world population of Hartleb's gull is about 30,000, of which half live in Cape Town, where they're regarded as a nuisance. This is Nobel Square, honoring South Africa's 4 Nobel Peace Prize winners. And in the background is the Museum of Contemporary Art, Africa. After a leisurely afternoon wandering through the V A waterfront, we take the elevator to Marble, a new fine dining restaurant. We get a cozy table in the corner. Marble offers South African fare, cooked over flames on a wood-fired grill. We go for the seafood platter for 2, with Mozambican prawns, local mussels, calamari, octopus, and line-caught fish, served with rice and various sauces. Dessert was a deconstructed key lime pie, unusual but very good. We stopped for a picture of the Victoria Wharf Mall from the rooftop restaurant. The restaurants and clubs are just getting going as we walk back to our hotel. We hit the bed early. The real adventures start in the morning. Being from Seattle, we need a good cup of coffee to start the day. Truth Coffee offers blends with names like Resurrection and Deep, Dark, and Twisted. All their cups are obviously made with care and love. The coffee is very good, but the steampunk decor is over the top. We're going to be spending the better part of the day in Kirstenbosch National Botanical Garden. It was established in 1913 to preserve the unique flora of the Western Cape. Botanists have divided the world into 6 floristic kingdoms based on their related species and families. Most are very large, covering several continents, except for the tiny Cape Kingdom with its high number of endemic families and species. The best known of these endemic families are the Protea, which are well represented in Kirstenbosch. Birds like this sunbird evolved to feed on the Protea. Sugarbush is the Afrikaans name for the plants in the Protea family. The Cape sugarbird is another endemic species that feeds on Protea. Kirstenbosch covers 1,305 acres, of which 89 acres is cultivated gardens, and the rest is a nature reserve you can see growing up the hill to Castle Rock. Kirstenbosch has gone through various owners since 1660. In 1895, it was purchased by Cecil Rhodes. Rhodes made his first fortune in the diamond business, founding De Beers in 1888. He served as Prime Minister of the Cape Colony from 1890 to 96. When he died in 1902, he willed the area to the nation. Henry Pearson was named the founding director of Kirstenbosch Botanical Gardens in 1913. He died of pneumonia in 1916 and is buried in the gardens. Fynbos, or fine bush in Afrikaans, refers to the fine-leafed, low-growing vegetation that dominates the Cape floral kingdom. It seems that around every corner is an unusual and interesting plant. Most of the birds have Cape in front of their names, meaning that they are indigenous to this area. Another area of the gardens are beds planted with annuals that are familiar to us in North America, but are native to the Cape. After a great day exploring the native plants and birds of the Cape, we're off to a cooking class in Bo-Kaap. Bo-Kaap is a district of Cape Town once reserved for people from Southeast Asia. Because of the native people of the Cape Colony area resisted the Dutch, slaves were imported from Dutch East Indies, now Malaysia and Indonesia. A wave of political exiles from Java and Ceylon moved to the area in the 1820s. Slavery was outlawed in 1834 and liberated slaves moved to the area. The area became the center of what has become known as the Cape Malay culture and is the oldest surviving residential neighborhood in Cape Town. Brightly colored facades are attributed to an expression of freedom by the new homeowners, as all of the homes were painted white while on lease from white owners. We're headed to Shamila Samudeen's house. It's the pink one on the right at the end of the block. Shamila has lived her entire life here in Bo-Kaap. She taught in the elementary school here for 30 years. She starts by explaining the palette of spices used in Cape Malay cuisine: coriander, cumin, turmeric, chili flakes, garlic, and ginger. The menu includes a chicken curry, which Shamila has prepared earlier because it takes some time to cook. So we're focused on learning the finer points of making roti.
And you're going to do this. And then you could take it in the middle and stretch it a bit more. Take a small piece at a time. If it breaks, it's fine. You just put it back.
A roti is very different from Indian roti or chapati. It's a buttery, flaky roti, more pastry than bread.
So in here. More. Over here. Here you go. Good. Okay. So you can finish with that one. Then. Beautiful. Ready? Getting better and better. Lovely.
Having mastered roti, we sit down to enjoy the chicken curry with our roti and other traditional accompaniments. Today we're exploring the Cape Winelands, or at least a small part of the district that's nearest to Cape Town. We'll start in Stellenbosch, In the 1690s, French Huguenot refugees arrived and began planting grapes, leading to the start of the winemaking in the area. Our first stop is Waterford Estate Winery, a relatively new winery founded in 1998, but building on vineyards dating back to 1692. With a backdrop of the Hilderberg Mountain, the winery looks like it's been here since the beginning. We're tasting the 2017 Gem, their flagship wine. It's a very special wine with dark fruit and earthy spices and refined tannins. With a retail price of $129 US, it should be very special. Still savoring the tasting, we tour the winery. Waterford has become an innovator in the South African wine industry, including using these concrete wine eggs to improve fermentation. Nothing smells better than a barrel room. The earthiness of the oak barrels mixed with the dried fruit from the wines aging in the barrels. And now for something really different. This monument sits on a hill overlooking the Pearl Valley and its vineyards. I'm guessing that it is the only monument in the world dedicated to a language. Imagine Jan van Velk's reaction when he was asked to design a monument to the Afrikaans language. The site provides a panoramic view of the Pearl Valley. Construction of the poured concrete structure began in late 1972 and was completed by the end of 1974. It was inaugurated in 1975. The highest column is 187 feet tall. It symbolizes Afrikaans as a fast-growing language. This was built during apartheid and was intended as a morale booster for the white South Africans. The play of light inside the main column symbolizes Afrikaans as a, quote, shining instrument, unquote. Fountain at the bottom of the main column symbolizes the vigorous growth of the language. Next to the main column is an 85-foot form representing the Republic of South Africa. The three columns on the left of the entrance represent the influence of Western European languages and cultures on the development of Afrikaans. No specific language is represented by the columns. The three domes to the right of the entrance represent the influence of African languages on Afrikaans. The wall of the stairway represents the influence of Indonesian languages. At the very least, it's a great place for photography. It's ironic that in the Visitor Center, you can now get pamphlets describing the monument in all the official languages of South Africa, Afrikaans, English, and 10 African languages. Now back to wine tasting at Fairview Winery and Cheesery near Pearl. Fairview has the largest commercial goat herd in Africa and produces some very good cheese. It's only natural that their wine tasting would pair their very good wines with their very good cheese. Afterwards, you can stop by the cheese shop and take home your very own goat. We spent too much time at the Taal Monument, and we missed our late lunch reservations, but our guide says, I have plan B. How about lunch at Mont Rochelle, a Richard Branson boutique hotel in Franschhoek? We weren't disappointed. The food was great, the wine perfect, and you can't beat the view. Then we wind our way back through the mountains to Cape Town. In the morning, it's back to the airport, and we're on our way to the Kalahari and the start of our safari. We get one last look at Cape Town before turning north. Here's some links to our previous adventures in Cape Town and a link to the rest of our 2025 African adventures.